Today's episode number 11 of trying to reach 1500 on chess.com. We are currently 1376. Let us get straight into it. If we win this game, we're going to be at 1380. We have the white pieces. Let's just go e4 here. He responds with e6. I don't know. Am I just supposed to put 2 pawns in the center here? Okay, yeah. I'm not too sure what this opening is, so I'm just going to follow basic principles, which is to control the center, develop my pieces, and get my king to safety. He pushes d5 now. I'm just going to take, he's going to take, and I'm just going to develop my knights and just try and equalize the position, play some solid chess. Hopefully he'll blunder. Hopefully I won't blunder. And then we should be able to take this dub home and reach to the rating of 1380. Yes, closing in on 1400. Just have to get a couple more wins and we should be there. Couple more nice calculated wins and 1400 will be ours. Gets the bishop out. Isn't that too early to get the bishop out? I don't know. Can I give a check here? That helps him develop the knight. Does the knight belong on e7? Possibly. I'm just gonna get my other knight out to c3. Okay, he then gets the knight out. I guess the most logical procedure here is to get the bishop on d3. Just this check, he's just going to block with the pawn and gain a tempo. Doesn't seem to make much sense. Or I could develop my bishop here, you know, threatening to win a pawn. I think I like this one more. I think I like bishop g5. If he kicks, we just... Wait, okay, hold up. Bishop g5. If he kicks, we go back. If he kicks again, do we sack? Or do we go back? Takes, take, rooks get the file. Maybe we castle queenside, launch a kingside attack. I don't know, call me crazy, but this might just work. Bro really had to ruin my fun with c6. Let's go bishop d3. Just keep the pressure, developing pressure, whatever. I'm going to kick this knight, or I'm going to kick this bishop. If he takes, he's giving me the bishop pair. Interesting. Bishop goes back to h5. Can I give a check here? Does that work? Check here. If he blocks with this, I take here, ruin his pawn structure. Is that beneficial for me? Queen check. He's more than likely gonna... What if he blocks with the knight? Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Hold up. Queen here. He's more than likely gonna block with the... If he blocks with the queen, then queen takes, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop takes. What? If queen takes, blocking with the bishop looks like his best idea. And it doesn't seem to net me anything good, so maybe it's not the move I should play. But I'm still... Wait, does queen check work here? He blocks with the bishop, and I think he's... No, he blocks with the bishop. I think I take here, messing up his pawn structure. Let's play queen check. Let's try and mess up his pawn structure, so that let us take here first. Takes. I think I need to take first. No, he's gonna take out with the bishop then. Maybe I take here first. Yeah, I have to take the knight first. But I'm giving up the bishop here. I don't want to give up the bishop here. Takes. Bishop takes. Then we play g4. Interesting. I already don't like this position. If I take, he gets the file. If I don't take, he doubles my pawns. Is him getting the file a problem? Yes, because then he has ideas of sacking the knight on g4. Because let's say it takes, I castle. Wait, if I castle, then he can't sack. Because takes, and then the rooks guard each other. So I think I should take and then castle. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take and castle. He took with the f pawn. What? Why would he do that? I thought he was certainly going to take with the h pawn and open the file for the rook, but I suppose that I was wrong. I think castling has to be the right idea here. These knight moves look like they don't accomplish anything. Let's just castle. Put the rook on the same line as his king. He might castle actually. He kicks my bishop. That's interesting. That's very interesting. If I take, I think I should just go back to f4 actually. Because then if push takes, no. I think actually h4 is the right idea, not f4. h4, push, we just go back. The bishop's still very nice. Right? I think. Chat, am I cooked? What if he sacks here? Okay, he can't sack here actually, never mind. But yeah, pushes the pawn, but now the bishop's on g3. It looks pretty darn solid here. He might castle actually. If he castles, then I think just rook to e2 and then try to get the knight on this outpost on e5 seems like probably my best bet. But yeah, his king looks kind of weak. My king's in this, my king's castled, so the fact that his king is still in the center means we have to just start attacking his king. And the best way to do that is probably going to be through this very open e-file that we currently have access to. His king's still on the e-file. Our rooks have very clear access. And he does in fact castle. So now I'm thinking of rook. Maybe rook h to e1 or rook d to e1. I don't see a difference. Or we could plop the knight in here. Threaten to, I guess, get the bishop off the board. Is that beneficial? I am not very sure. I think rook d to e1 makes the most sense here. Rook d to e1, what does he play? Maybe he pins me here. That's actually kind of scary. Wait, what? Him pinning me actually looks kind of problematic. If I go here, he could pin me and threaten to ruin my pawn structure. So maybe we have to play a3. But what I do know currently, wait, maybe I should have gone h4. Okay, interesting. Takes, knight's gonna hop in. I think this is fine for me. Yeah, takes, the knight hops in. The pawn is defended by the, wait, oh, he's thinking of which, oh yeah, he was thinking of which knight to take. Yup. Should I push h4 here? Takes. And you can't get the pawn on f2 because the knight defends. Wait, no, the knight's hanging. What am I talking about? I need to move the knight. Maybe back here. Hit the rook. But then where does the knight go after that? If we go here, takes. Our pawns are doubled. Doesn't look too good. I think we just have to go back here. Hit the rook. And see where the rook goes. Then on the next move, play a rook d to e1. The bishop can't go to b4 or to b5, so that looks pretty good. I think rook d to e1. How does he defend? Probably with this. Or just move the bishop somewhere. Yeah, let's play rook d to e1. Improve the rook. In the middle game, we need to look at improving our pieces. So that looks like a pretty darn solid option. Yeah, as I predicted, rook f7. Defending the bishop. How do we counter in quotation this? What if I play knight to f4, takes, then we're hitting the pawn on b7, knight here, takes, we're hitting the pawn on b7, the rook's on the 7th rank, which is where the rooks belong. I'm gonna look to swing the other rook over very shortly. And if he doesn't take, on the next move I'm gonna play knight to e5. I think this works. I think knight to f3 works. Whether or not he takes, my position gets improved. Interesting. Knight hops in, knight takes, bishop takes, our bishop gets improved. Oh no, but then we could lose a pawn potentially. Knight here, knight takes. I think we have to go rook takes and then there's look to double up on the e-file. Yeah, so if knight takes, well, I guess the knight has to take. Now we take with the rook. If we take with the bishop, we'd be losing this pawn, which is not ideal. So rook takes. He may go something like this, I think. Or this. Which of those is better? I guess I just found out. If rook here, bishop takes, pawn takes. What happens there? My pawns are doubled. This pawn's going to be super weak. But I guess that pawn could help me push h4, but h4 doesn't make any sense here. Rook here. No, that's just a sack of a rook for no reason. Do we bring the rook back? We have to move the rook. I don't think this check works. Wait. Check. Rook takes. We pick up the bishop. I don't think that helps us. We're just down a lot of material then. Okay, after much consideration, rook to e2 looks like the most solid option because after takes, if rook here, we could go here or here. Okay, so yeah, our pawns are doubled if he does take the bishop, which I think is his best move because his bishop's not really pointing towards my king. Yeah. Our pawns are currently doubled. Not very ideal. Or he could swing over. I guess I didn't consider that, did I? Push here. Takes. Pawns are undoubled. If he doesn't take, we take. Pawn takes. Our rook gets the file. We can swing the other rook over and maybe get something there. Maybe pushing here is the right idea. If we push and he plays like this. Or wait, he could check me actually. If I push and he checks me, takes, check, king here. Then you could attack the pawn. I take, he takes, I take. I think h4 makes sense here. h4, if check, takes, check, king here. Rook might go g1, but if push takes, our pawns are undoubled and I think we're fine. We're barely holding on, but I think we might be fine. Okay, he does end up taking, and we're gonna take with the pawn. Taking with the rook just leaves us with that terrible pawn structure, so taking with the pawn seems to make the most sense here. He may push. Oh no. Oh no. He just forked my pawns. But I think I can go e7. If he goes here, we take, and try and defend. If I go here, takes. Who's better? I don't know. Well, I can't defend both of them at the same time, clearly. So, rook to e7 may just be the best bet here. He's offering a rook trade? What? Takes. Rook here. Then rook here. What is going on? What if I take on b7? If I take on b7, why is my mouse moving funny? If I take on b7, he takes here, I take here, he takes there. We end up in the same position, but then what do I play? I think I have to attack his c6 pawn. Do I take the rook trade? I'm helping him to put a pawn in the center and create a pass pawn. Why would I help him to create a pass pawn? Yeah, why would I help him to create a pass pawn? That doesn't make any sense. Rook takes b7. It doesn't make sense to help him create a pass pawn, so yeah. Okay. Now the position looks dead even, according to my calculations. This pawn is problems though. This pawn might be undefendable. If I attack this pawn, what does he do? I have a pass pawn. Maybe I should be trying to get behind the pass pawn somehow. If I go here, he can defend like this, but then takes, king takes. I tried to move my king, I think. But if here, he could also defend like this, but then push. Pushing might not be the right idea there. If we go here, I think c7, attacking this pawn, makes the most sense. The position might be a draw, or he might be slightly better here. I'm not sure. I highly doubt I am currently winning in this position. Okay, he plays rook to c4. I think that might actually be a bad move. Like low key though, it might be a bad move. Hold up, let me cook. Let me cook. Pawn to b3. He's gonna try and hold on. If he goes here, we go here. If he goes back, we push. If he goes back, wait, hold up, no. Here. Oh, but then if we push, he goes back, so it's fine actually. What if I push here? Takes, then we get absolutely brutalized on the first rank. Not ideal. If I push here, he's gonna go back. King up. He's also attacking my pawn on h4. He could be threatening to play something like this. So I move my king up. Yeah, this pawn is certainly a big weakness in my position right now. King up. Check. King here. Then we're losing our pawn. That's bad. I think c3 is my best bet. c3, he might push actually. Here. Check. Lose a pawn. I don't want to lose a pawn. I think b3 is actually my best bet now. Yeah, b3. I think I'm losing. I think I've lost. I'm not gonna lie. I think I have indeed lost this position. It just looks very, very tricky. Now if I go here, is there this check? No, I win the rook. So I guess I have to go here. He doesn't have any checks. Rook goes back. c5. And if I push b4, the rook stays there. Is he giving me a pawn? He could have just gone back to c5, and then after I push b4, then wait, gone back here. Yeah, after I push b4, he goes back to c4 and he's completely fine, but he's chosen to give me a pawn seemingly. I will have to accept that pawn though. That looks like just a free pawn. King up. This check. Then he gets a pawn. Wait, no, the rook defends, so it's fine. King up. Check. Here. Okay. This game is looking absolutely crazy right now. Yeah, king up. I'm threatening a pawn. He can't take the pawn on c2. The rook defends. So we're gonna have to see what he ends up playing because of that. He gives a check. I can just move my king here. If I move my king here, then he gets this pawn, so we have to go here, logically speaking. We do have a pass pawn though. We have 2 pass pawns now, which is very good, but we have no way of pushing them actually. I think I have to go d6. Yeah, I have to go this way because this is where the pawns are. If the king were to go here on that side of the board, it wouldn't help to push these pawns, which is what's going to make the difference because I am up a pawn because he blundered a pawn. So I think that's going to be the difference maker in this current position. He pushes the pawn. What? Can I give this check? What if I go here? Check. King goes here. He can't push because I just take. I think I may have to just push my pawn here. I think I may have to just start pushing P. Takes. Takes. Oh no. I just lost the pawn back. Oh no. Here. Takes. Oh no. What was I supposed to play here? Was I supposed to push? I don't think I was supposed to push a4 here. Oh no, this is bad. What do I do here? King here. I'm going to lose the pawn. Push again. Push again. Is this fine? I'm going to lose the pawn. I have to go here. There. Here. If here. I think we have to just keep going forward with the king. It doesn't make sense to go back. He gives that check. Interesting. Oh, he gives this check so that when I go here, this check is a forcing move. Interesting. Interesting. Do I go here though? If I go here, this check still kind of cooks me. But if I go here, I have to go here. This check. We attack the rook. Hold up. Here, this check. Oh, we can't attack the rook actually. Okay, so it's looking like we're going to be losing the pawn that we won, unfortunately. I think I have to go here. If I go here, there's this check. This is sketchy. Do I go here? I think I have to go here and just try and push the pawn. Maybe even swing the rook over. Yup, we lost the pawn. But maybe we swing the rook over and just try and win somehow there. Wait. I just blundered my rook. I just blundered my rook. How did I not realize? Oh no. That's pretty bad. Yeah, he's gonna give this check and probably win my pawn. I blundered my rook. That is very, very bad. That is... Wow. Just when I thought I was actually playing some decent chess, and now I'm lagging. What? Okay, so unfortunately, my Wi-Fi dipped for some reason, and I lost the game by abandonment. But yeah, me blundering my rook there was definitely a mistake. Quick analysis, nothing too in depth here. Okay, giving a check with the queen was the best move. I should have taken the knight first. Why? Then he takes back here. But why wouldn't he just, if I take the knight, or sorry, if I take the knight, why wouldn't he just take my queen? Knight takes. I guess it's really the same thing, to be honest. Well, not really, but yeah, pretty solid all around. I should have taken with the bishop. What? What if he takes his pawn? I sack. What if he... Oh, I guess I'm winning a bishop in that case, so fair enough. That's a miss. I went back. Takes. Whoa. Me pushing h5 loses. To what? To rook check? Didn't I calculate that? Pretty sure I did calculate that actually. Oh, then he takes. I take back. How am I lose? Oh. He gets the fork and... Can't I go here? Takes. Can't I go? Oh, that's a check. That's the difference maker. Taking there is a check. Oh, man. So, yes. But he took. I recaptured. He got the fork. And I was not supposed to play e7. I was supposed to play g5. What if he takes here? Then I take here. He takes back. I'm down a pawn, but I guess my rooks are strong. Nah, I'm not Stockfish. I cannot win down a pawn in such an endgame. And here I'm winning by a whole pawn. Yeah, here I'm winning by a whole pawn. Game's pretty solid. Me pushing a4 was wrong. I should have went check. Oh, king here. Do we give another check? Why? That's not the best move. Why is this evaluation saying it's the best move and it literally makes the evaluation go down? Anyways. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking there, honestly. I mean, the position's a draw here. I should have went here, I think. Then he checks me. I have to go here. Check. We go. What if we go here? Yeah. I fumbled the bag. And then my internet fumbled the bag. And I lost. So yeah.